Yep. Hi guys, so the game we're going to be looking at is A3 Still Alive, coming out November 10th. You can pre-register for it up to November 8th, and if you wanted to, you can also pre-purchase a little pack for $6. It's discounted down from $20. In the Korean version, there's an additional class that won't be out for global release, but for global release, there will be a Barbarian, a Templar, a Mage, the Assassin, and the Archer, and that's it. Each class is gender locked. Customization is only allowed for the face and hairstyles. Armor, images, and everything like that, there are no costumes. So all the armor, all the pieces of gear that you get in the game is going to directly affect the way your character looks as far as body build goes. So that's why you can't customize your character's height, width, whatever. Alright, so right here you can see I'm just showing you character customization for the Assassin right now. Basically all classes have the same exact type of sliders and manipulations to the face and hair, and they have presets for certain hairstyles and then colors. And they also show off some of the armors that you could be getting throughout the game. And these again are not costumes, these are actual armor pieces that drop in the game. And yeah, so here I go ahead and make it. You pick your character name and go from there. So let's see here, things to talk about. So in A3 there's going to be a battle royale, 30-player battle royale. How they pick your opponents is based off your character's power, and that's going to be based off the top 30, right? So if you're rank 1, you're going 1 through 30. Those are going to generally be the people you're fighting against. It may go a little bit further depending on who's actually queuing, but they're going to keep all similar powers together, and there's going to be no gear. Right, so you're going to go in, they give you a weapon, you have to open chests and move forward and slowly creep in, and then the last man standing wins the whole thing and you get some kind of reward. Alright, this game has a lot of cinemats, so which is nice. It shows that they put in effort for the game. They want it to look clean and crisp. One thing that I'd like to note is that this game is autopath, and because it's autopath, you just click on that little blue quest over on the left hand side and your character will start doing things. Abilities will go off automatically. Everything can be grinded basically without you having to physically play. Sorry about the videos at double speed. Technically there's an hour worth of video that I recorded, but I wanted to speed it up because there's a lot of stuff in here, and I don't want to hold you guys to your to this video for over an hour. It's not worth it. So I just sped it up. You guys can get the picture. Pause it if you want to pause it and check something out. If you have questions, post in the comments like always. But basically the questing is very straightforward, easy, but that does not mean the whole game is auto. Alright, so there's dungeons. Solo dungeons is what I've experienced so far. The solo dungeon, you cannot have it autoplay. It makes you do it. You'll see it here in a little bit. Skills, there's a lot of different skills, and you basically have 8 slots. There's a little flip icon at the bottom of the ability bar that allows you to go to your secondary bar and allows you to use 4 more skills. And you can set up your bars and skills how you want. As you level up, you'll get new skills, and it looks like there's a second tier level up ability for the skills, so an alternate version of the same skill, more powerful version. Here I'm going through all the assassin skills to show you them all right away and what they do. From what I've noticed, the assassin and the archer are more single target They have some AoE, but it's mostly frontal cone. It's nothing 360 degrees versus Templars and I think it's Barbarian or Gladiator. It's one of those. It's basically the two heavy melees. They're AoE. They're full 360 degrees, hit everything around you type class. And then the mage is also like that. So really the archer and the assassin are quick. They hit very rapidly for less damage per hit, but it makes up because you're hitting twice in the amount of time that the other characters are hitting once, right? And then the abilities just tend to be like for an archer, it's all frontal attacks. Yes, there are AoEs. Like for instance, an archer will shoot an arrow that has a beam of light coming from it. It's a giant whirlwind, and then it explodes and does massive AoE damage. But if everything's stacking on top of you, you're not in good shape. Here we have the top rankers. So I looked at these guys to get an idea of how the game looks. There's companions in the game. So these companions, you can have 3 of them at the same time, 1 of them out with you, and then you can rotate between the 3 depending on what abilities you want to have. And then you have a pet as well. All right. So these pets have levels, and it looks like they can have different stages. So for instance, that guy's level 27 out of 60, but gives over 200,000 power. It's basically a star rating, right? So he has 2.6 million power on his physical character, but his companions and his pets are advanced so high that it's making him the #1 player on the server. There's a lot of different things in this game that allow you to get power and more stats, but the second place person here has 2.7 mil on his actual character, but his companions are lower powered because they're 7 stars instead of 8 star, right? But they're all 7s, and then his pet is only level 40 out of 40, meaning it hasn't gone up to the next tier, which puts it at 41,000 instead of 240,000, right? Big difference. As far as how you get these in the game, there's a lot of freebie materials for summoning, and then you use those extra summons to power up the ones you want. But there's also a lot of things you can purchase in the cash shop to be able to upgrade them. Questing is pretty straightforward again, and you're able to even quest while you have the menus up, which is cool, and you're not really locked into having to constantly watch your character quest. You can be doing things on the side, powering up, getting stronger while your character is also progressing in the storyline. A lot of the features are locked behind the story like any other game, and a lot of things are level locked as well. It looks you get your first companion at level 17, and it's pretty easy to get one. They actually give you a pretty decent companion right off the bat, but there's going to be a lot. Another thing to realize is they actually put in a dodge key, so meaning you can dip in and out of abilities, you can dodge. There's a cooldown, I believe it's 12 or 10 seconds, and yeah, that's basically the best part about it. I'm just looking at other people right here in the video. I know it's going fast and there's a lot to cover. So again, if you have questions, just post them, okay? Let's see, what else? This game is PvP orientated, meaning it wants you to be fighting other players as much as possible. The biggest thing is the 30 Battle Royale. There's also Teams Battle Royale. Looks like you and 2 other players fight against other teams to try and be the top team, and then as long as you guys are connected or close by, you give each other party buffs and stuff like that. So there's a lot of team-based stuff to do in the game, and from what the only thing I can't really get into is guild stuff. I did read that there's guild, like a little hint saying be the #1 guild. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of guild battling system as well. But from what I can tell so far, the biggest things for this game is going to be the companions, and I'm calling these guys right here companions, and then pets, which is like that owl right there, okay, that you guys saw previously, okay? Gear, as you get it, changes looks. I was trying to show that with the assassin. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of things, a lot of options. This is actually the start menu. Notice how you can still see the game going and even accept quests while I have all the options up. Now there are certain points in the game where it's like it's gonna have a cinematic pop up, so they lock you out of doing all the extra features and everything, which is which basically makes you not able to keep powering up while things are going, but generally it's very quick and it ends pretty quickly. All right, let's see. What are we looking at? So this is the first dungeon that it puts you into. Now, I gauged power and strength of classes from this dungeon, so I've leveled up all the classes that will be out. And based off the score that I get at the end, I judge it from there, right? So this dungeon takes me 2 minutes and 50 seconds to complete it. The faster you do it, the better ranking you get, the more rewards you get, obviously. I started chain pulling and even kiting mobs all together just to kill them all down at the same time. And I was actually shocked because the assassin's really a frontal based attacker, not a full AoE. So I figured it would be harder for him to DPS things down as quickly as, say, a Templar or the Barbarian, right? So because of that, I was shocked. And now I believe I get, so here's another cinemat so you guys can get an idea. This is the final boss of the dungeon, and it makes you fight him. There is a targeting system where you can just click on the mob, and it'll focus all your attacks towards that mob instead of switching to the nearest enemy, which is something you should take advantage of. There's hidden indicators of abilities, like that big red circle. He does a body slam that would stun you if you got hit, or even if you're just outside of the circle, it will stun you. So you got to use your dodge ability to avoid it. Now when you kill it, it's going to die here in like a second, you get a ranking. So the ranking I got for this was B. So I got a B. The only other character I got a B with was I really got to look. It's Barbarian, Gladiator, or something. It's the guy with the axe, okay? The very first one you can make. And because his skills are all AoE, has a lot of skills, basically. If you look at the skill bar, right, when I'm clicking on it, you see these little dots light up next to the ability. That means that ability has multiple stages. So you use it once, it does its first part of the chain, twice, 3 times. Some of them go all the way up to 4. The Barbarian has like 3 skills with that, versus the Archer only has 1. The Templar only has 1, and the Mage has 1 as well. I actually haven't done the dungeon on the Mage yet. I was just messing around with it before I decided to make this video. I'm really not interested in the Mage. It has a lot of damage, AoE casters, but also there's a lot of cast time involved, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I was shocked. The Assassin actually does pretty good. Better than with the Archer. The Archer I found to be really squishy, and its range is weird. So another thing to note with this game is the camera is locked in place. You have no control over the camera. So if your character is positioned behind the boss, you can't physically see your character. It makes it a little rough and hard to manipulate your spacing. Now, with the character The archer, I found myself going too far away from the mob and then just shooting the air because it lets you do that. So that became a problem. Then it was about finding that right spacing. So I'm sure if you figured out the archer, spent a lot of time on it, you can make it pretty strong. And there's a lot of abilities that let you continue to keep that space between you and your target. So in PvP, you can definitely kite people. There's knockbacks, jump backs, and then stun effects, all right, or knockdowns. So it's definitely easily kiteable. Now, what you guys just saw in the video here was there is a research tab where every mob you kill gives you a little bit of research. And the research then gives you more stats. There's titles, which the titles are accumulative. So if one title gives you 5 HP and another title gives you another 5 HP, that means you're going to have 10 HP passively. And then so that's going to be a huge part of your power gain as well. Achievements do the same kind of thing. And basically there's a lot of things for you to do in order to get your stats up higher and higher. Now, achievements also give rewards like gems, and you use those gems or diamonds or whatever you want to call them to be able to purchase things out of the cash shop. Now, I'm sure that the guilds will probably have something that you do either daily or bi-daily, some kind of event that will give gems as well. More I'll be able to know once I play the English version and actually able to make a guild, and I'll make videos about that too. Ultimately, this is me putting the graphics on max because I switched phones for this. The graphics, things that the pros about this game: graphics, great. Combat feels really good. Even with the autoplay feature, you're able to manipulate your abilities how you want to. The cash shop is scary. Basically, the things that are going to be really pay to win is going to be the companions, the pets. It even looks like gems can get up there, and because there are gems, there are enhancements and other things like that as well. Here I'm just checking out the class that's only out for Korea. I have no idea when this class would come out, but it looks like a lot of people play this class in Korea, and a lot of people are enjoying it, and I can tell why, because the abilities are pretty sweet. Generally, when you play the lolly type class, they're overpowered anyways, so you can totally tell why. It's just like that in every game. They make the smallest character overpowered. I don't know why. But yeah. So I checked out the abilities she does, and they're all really cool. She basically summons different kinds of mobs to do damage with her. She's a summoner, but the pets don't stay out. She summons the pets to do the damage, and then they disappear. So she's more like a spellcaster in a way. It reminds me a lot of, what's that anime? Fairy Tail? Yeah, the summoner, I forgot what her name was, but she summoned little companions that did different types of elements of damage and stuff like that. So she ends up having the same kind of deal with this character. You summon a mermaid to do water damage. You summon a thunder horse to do thunder damage. A fire golem to do fire damage and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. The graphics for those abilities are awesome. So that's definitely a pro. The abilities all are super flashy, super cool. The combat feels thrilling and willing. Basically makes you really want to play the game because you get to see these crazy effects go off, and then you can figure out cool combos. This is me showing off her abilities, and they just get more powerful as you go by. There's one in here that's absolutely insane. It's coming up here in a second. That thing's crazy. Oh, and then she gets to start combining different pets. That one's insane. Absolutely insane. But here comes the combos. Here coming up. Yeah, like her little dragon lifts her up with the golem and then body slams from the air onto the mob. That's so cool. Um, Doing a knockdown, that's just awesome. So, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot in this game. I'm still trying to learn, still trying to figure it out. And I'm not quite sure on everything. It does look a little bit on the pay to win side, but if I wanted to compare it to games like V4, ESM, Eternal Sword M, or Daybreak Legends, or Dragon Rajda, Dragon Rajda is just a game where you can make yourself look good, and there's some combat and stuff in there. I didn't play it very much, so I won't really use that as an example. DBL ended up being paid to win pretty heavily, but they stretched it out for a long period of time. And then V4 just wanted to suck up all the money you could possibly get because it feels like they knew that they're going to kill their game off in a couple of months. And ESM wants a bunch of money, and then you don't really get to do anything with your money. This game feels like, yeah, there's a grind. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do. And then once you start feeling it out, figuring it out, understanding what's going on, there's a lot of packs for like levels and rewards and stuff like that. And there's even a battle card, I think it's what it's called, sort of like in Lineage. But basically they mixed up everything from all these different games and threw it all into one. But the biggest thing for me is the fact that they have PvP, a lot of PvP. One of the coolest modes is, what I've been told, is 10 minutes every day. Your whole entire, the world goes red. Everyone becomes enemies. And then as you start killing more and more players, it starts announcing your name across the screen. And then there's like, it's basically a free for all, kill everybody around you type gameplay. And it's pretty cool. So yeah, my overall impressions of A3 is pretty good. I will make a video on each individual class from what I can tell, and then go from there. This is just a general overview, showing off some features, showing off some gameplay, figuring some stuff out, and checking it out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have questions or concerns or want to ask me some questions, post them in the comments. I will also put a link to my new Discord for those who want to join it. I'm playing multiple games right now. I'm just trying to fill the void of not really having anything good to focus on. And if there's something you guys want me to check out, let me know. Otherwise, this is where we're at, and I'm looking forward to this game coming out. Barry's also looking forward to this game coming out. She's thinking about playing Templar. I'm just looking at everything right now, trying to figure out what I want to play. But definitely the companions are going to be a huge part of this game, and they even have skills for you to use. I actually show that here pretty soon, and it's coming up here in a second when I switch to the this guy right here. So the companions are huge. The pet's pretty important. Gearing up is always going to be important, but it's definitely a grindy. It's a friendly grind, and it's fun. Here's the ability. So this guy, yep, it's cool. All the effects are awesome. So they put a lot of work into the graphics, the spell effects, and everything. The pay to win doesn't look so bad. Definitely everything looks like it's grindable and definitely doable. Let's see. Anything really negative that I can think about? Not really. Combat just feels so good. It really does. even with the auto feature on. So Discord link will be posted below the video. There's roughly 10 minutes left. I'm just going to turn on some music. You guys can watch the rest. I go through how to summon different little companions here. You get these little stones for you to summon them. And yeah, there's enhancing, there's other things, but I'll do more of a breakdown on that in the next incoming videos for this game. I'm definitely going to cover it, and I'm definitely going to talk about it a lot more. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one very soon, and let me know if you're going to get the game. I'll even post a link for pre-registration in the bottom of this video. Thanks guys, see you soon. You made, did you make them again, 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 again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? All the choices you made, did you make them again, 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 again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? Again, 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 you make them you made, did you make them all the choices you made, did you make them Hey guys, so if you made it this far in the video, I just want to thank you. What you've seen so far is basically a glimpse at the cash shop, the companion collection system so that there's more bonus stats, and even a little deal thing that pops up on your screen when you hit a certain point in the game. It says buy me for whatever, $10, right? So obviously there's going to be pay to win functions in the game, and it's going to have pay to win features. Does that make this a bad game? No. The only thing that honestly makes this a game that can be a little bit painful is the lack of camera control. Otherwise, the game's great, it looks really good, it's nice and flashy, and it's thrilling. Hopefully when it comes out for global release, it'll be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for class videos, enhancing videos, rune videos, gem videos, all those things. I'm going to go over everything. Most of it will be when the global launch is out, but until then, stay tuned for more videos on A3 and other games in the near future. Again, Discord link is below, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Talk to you later.